Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to record a virtual choir submission in 1 second, but first I want to address the most common problem that I've found people run into when they're recording for a project like this. So I've made virtual choirs and worked with professional singers, and I've worked with people who have barely sung since they were in high school choir 5 years ago for fun, and many people with a skill set somewhere in between. A common problem that many people have, regardless of how good of a singer they are, is they listen to their recordings and they judge themselves too harshly, and they think that they don't sound as good as they actually do. With the last openly sourced virtual choir that I produced, I got a lot of messages saying, I hope it's good enough, or I even got some apologies that it didn't sound as good as they had hoped. Um, and that's kind of a shame. I'm going to play a clip of that virtual choir project right now. And as you listen to it, keep in mind that a lot of people didn't like the way that their recording sounded. Now, as you hear, it sounds pretty amazing, and I had very little to do with editing, mixing, and mastering. Like, I got I got all those recordings, I put them in, and I didn't have to do a whole lot. Uh, so whenever you see a virtual choir, it's always made up of people who listened to their recording and they overcame the insecurity of thinking it wasn't good, and they turned it in anyway. Okay, so here is how you film a virtual choir video. Hopefully you're watching this on the dsvocalmusic.com instructions page. If you are, you'll see that this is step 3, so you should have already downloaded the guide track and learned your part. If you're watching this somewhere else, I'll put a link in the description to the instructions so you can get the music and learn it, but we're not going to go over that part in this video right now. So I am going to come over here and I'm going to show you all my setup. So one thing that you're going to need is a camera, and I'm using my phone right now and that'll work just fine. I also have this microphone stand that I put my phone on. It would probably be better to have a tripod. You can also use another, you can have someone hold it up for you. So I'm going to set this here, and this is going to be what you see. This is going to be the screen that's going to be recorded. So it's better to have the phone in landscape, horizontal mode, although I can make portrait work as long as you're about the distance that I am from the camera lens. So I'm probably about 2.5 feet away. You don't want to be too close because then it's really hard for me to crop around you, and it'll make it harder for me to make all of the faces the same size in the video. So it's best if you're about 2 feet away. You want to make sure that your chin and your forehead are both in the video. You don't want to be up here where your forehead is going to be cut off. You don't want to be down here where your chin is cut off. And usually that's only a problem if you're too close. So just be 2.5 feet away and you'll be fine. Let's see. Okay, so make sure that the lighting is at least okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. But just know, like, if I've got a shadow across my face, then, my face is not too visible, and we don't want that. So just have your face as well lit as you can make it. So you have your camera, and there are a couple of other things that you need. I have my laptop here, and you'll need something. It could be a laptop, or it could be something else that's going to play the guide track that you got, I think, in step 2. you have your camera and you have another device that's going to play the track. You need to have both of those, and they do need to be separate devices. You won't be able to play on the same device that you're filming on. Another thing that you need to have is a pair of earbuds or headphones. I have a probably $5 pair of earbuds that I got from Target a while ago. You don't need anything fancy. And I plug this into the device that's going to play the track. So when I put this in my ears and I sing along with it, the camera that's recording you is not going to be able to hear the guide track, but it is going to be able to hear your voice, and that's what we want. We want to have a video with your voice on it and no guide track on it. So if you used the guide track to learn the music in step 2, then you'll notice that there's one measure where it plays the pitches, one measure where it plays a clap, and then the next measure you come in. So when you play this, you're going to hear the pitches, and then you're going to clap at the same time that you hear the claps on there. So you're going to hear pitches, 2, 3, clap, 2, 3, do. You're going to sing your part on the next measure after that. That's how it's going to be lined up in time. So now I am going to play this guide track and I'm going to sing along with it. This is what your submission should look like. So here it is. Dona nobis pacem, dona nobis pacem, dona nobis pacem, dona nobis pacem, dona nobis pacem. Okay, and that is what you turn in. I'll upload also a video of just me singing along with this guide track, basically doing my submission. I'll upload a video of just my submission, and then you can get an example of how it should look from start to finish. So after you finish filming, you're going to move on to step 4. Remember, when you watch your video back, it's so easy to get self-conscious. It's easy to get discouraged. Please turn in your video anyway. The more people that we have doing this, the better it's going to sound. The only person who listens to each individual video is me, and I'm not going to judge you. So turn in your video. More on that in step 4.